Is the 23rd of October. We're now into the last week of October, and we're going to start the last 2 months of the year. The debates are finally over. I just wish this election was over and the world can go back to being how it was. Well, I don't think that's really going to be possible in light of COVID-19, but at least one part of the uncertainty will be over, and that's the presidential election. And with these two guys being totally polar opposite, there's a lot of stuff on the table. Right now, I think Tom Busby actually says this. This is not a time to be a hero, okay? This is not a time to be swinging for the fences. This is the time you want to be conservative, defensive, have lower exposure in your stocks, more exposure in ETFs. And actually, that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about a few ETFs that may be rising again because of the second wave of COVID-19. And I want to talk about global economy before doing so. So, world shares, U.S. futures, they're a little higher. President Trump and his challenger, former Vice President Biden, faced off in the second and final debate. Stocks rose lightly across the world. The debate over investors, again, will focus on another round of aid for the U.S. recovery or economy, which is what we really, really need right now. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, oh man, I mean, I wish she would retire. I think she's gonna retire after Trump's term is done. I think that's her final. I think she's out to get him. I really do. I gotta say it. She said progress was being made on talks to deliver more stimulus, but it remains unclear if the Democrats and Republicans will manage to set aside their differences. Because, folks, they've got a lot of differences. In their debate last night, Trump and his challenger Biden managed a more substantive exchange. I was actually surprised. They were being civil to each other. Then during the first clash several weeks ago, there was no major market-moving surprises at all. Now, the PMI index of business activity for the 19-country Eurozone fell to 49.4% in October from 50.4% in September. The 50 mark separates economic contraction from growth. The manufacturing sector appeared resilient, but services took a big hit as countries imposed new restrictions to fight COVID-19. Markets have been gyrating for weeks now as investors gauge the chance of Democrats and Republicans striking a deal. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen on more support. And time is running out because the election is, 11 days away? Part of the stimulus deal might be extra benefits for workers who lost their job due to the pandemic. The report yesterday was not good. 787,000 workers applied for unemployment. Better than the week before, but again, we're still near that $1 million level, and it doesn't look like there's any... it doesn't look like we're moving in the right direction, frankly, unless this vaccine comes out, which will jumpstart the economy, or American workers and citizens get some aid. Now, this is the critical time before the election. And again, this is not a time to be a hero. So I want to give you 4 ETFs. I'm sorry if you're hearing some background. They picked the worst time to start doing work outside here around our offices and my house. They literally time it to my videos. So I apologize if there's any background noise. It shouldn't be too much. Now, let me show you these funds. There's 4 funds. They're up between 60 and 80% this year. So they're doing something right, and I believe they will continue moving higher if the COVID continues to rear its ugly head without a vaccine on the horizon. So first is the ARK Innovations ETF, ticker symbol ARKK. We took out the September 2nd high, very, very big. We're now pulling back to the 50-day line. I like this one quite a bit. And if you look at the profile, investment growth of domestic exchange-traded foreign securities of companies that are relevant to the disruptive innovation, disruptive technology. Folks, there's nothing like disruptive tech. Disruptive tech is state-of-the-art tech. And the fund, as you could see, is doing really, really well. It's hovering near all-time highs. Next one, ARKW. ARKW, Next Generation Internet Fund. Let me show you the profile. Seeks long-term capital growth, capital investing under normal circumstances, primarily 80% of its asset, foreign equity securities relevant to fund's investment theme. Let me give you some constituents. Let's see if they have them here. Tesla, Square, NVTA, CRISP, all the new state-of-the-art stocks like Tesla, Square, ILMN, U2, Zillow, these are Roku. I love these companies. These are good stock. Ticker symbol ARKW. And again, most importantly, this fund took out the high that was made on September 2nd right here. That's key. Next one, Wisdom Cloud. Cloud computing. You guys know what this does. The cloud. I've been talking about the cloud for a year. 98% this fund of this year. Can you imagine that? 98%. 98%. And again, look at the high on September 2nd and look at the high recently. We took it out. That's big. Lastly, O-Shares Global Internet. OGIG. All of them are strong buys. And the profile, again, seeks to track performance before fees of the O-Shares Global Internet Giants Index. And again, look at the price action of this. As long as COVID's going to be around and there's no vaccine, internet, internet, internet. But again, you want to do it safely. You don't want to put all your eggs in one stock. Again, look at the high. It took out the high of September 2nd. I'm only looking at stocks or ETFs that took out the high of September 2nd. Why? Let me show you why. Because the SPY has not. Now, the SPY is up 124 right now, and the Russell is up 1, which means right now Trump appears to be leading ahead. But again, it just depends. So far, we're seeing more resilience from the Russell than the SPY. So it looks like things are getting really, really close. I haven't looked at the numbers. Actually, we're up 4.48 overnight. And Russell is up. No, Russell is higher. Excuse me. Russell is still leading. Well, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, according to the stock market is liking Biden right now more than Trump, at least based on what the market's showing us right now. Yeah. See, like Baba, for example, if Trump was the favorite, Baba, this is a Chinese company, Baba wouldn't be hovering near all-time highs right now. So that's something to pay attention to. So even after the debate, according to the stock market, not statistics, not the polls, the stock market, Biden is still leading ahead. So again, these stocks, these 4 ETFs, let me give them to you here. Got to go back a little more here. We got ARKK, we got ARKW, we got WCLD, ARKW, WCLD, and OGIG. And all of these are good funds. If you have like $5,000 that you want to invest and it's burning a hole in your pocket, take it, divide it into 4 parts and put it into each of these funds. I think it'll give you the best defensive action till the election is over, especially if COVID-19 continues to rear its ugly head. Now, folks, I know it's Friday. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Plus, with all the election and all the goodies going on, there's just too much stuff going on. But I've got something really important for you, and you need to pay close attention. I mean, really, really close attention. The stock market shift currently witnessing could be the biggest of all time. I'm not kidding. This election and the aid and the government assistance and the central banks, this is going to end up being a big run. This shift is huge. And you could triple your money within 1 week if you know how to get in front of it. And that's the whole key. You got to know how to get in front of it. Everyday traders used to follow smart money. Now, that's been flipped on its head. And Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanleys of the world are following retail traders. It's crazy what's happening. I can't even believe it. I'm reading it, but it's true. It's all thanks to this little known effect that puts the power of Wall Street in your hands. And if you know how to use it right, you could see gains like 282% on American Express, 230% on Intuit, 399% on Apple in as little as 7 days. Now, can you imagine the S&P is giving you 6% per year on average? Here you're talking about 230%, 399%, 282% on blue chip stocks. Click the link below to see this strange effect in action. Do it now. You do not want to miss this. And most importantly, have an amazing weekend.